Hi friends and viewers out there in general. Welcome to my very first YouTube video. I think it's my first YouTube video, at least with my face in it. And today I will be trying to upgrade my fairly old by now MSI computer. And it is this MSI, if you look at it, this is the MSI Trident 3 Arctic edition. I've had it for around 5 years and it's been really a good desktop gaming PC for me. It had some really good specs when I bought it, and it's been performing well up until now. Maybe for the last 2.5 years, I had to have some of my games not on the SSD hard drive, but on the old HDD hard drive, which is a 1 terabyte hard drive, so I could have, it's plenty of space. And my SSD is a 250 gigabyte. So if you want to have all your games from Steam on it these days, if it's like a 50 or 60 gigabyte game, you only need a couple of those alongside your Windows installation and some other files, and suddenly you have no more space left. So I ended up having to have many of my games moved to the 1 terabyte HDD hard drive, and that is becoming an increasing annoyance for me actually. So I want to do something about that. I want to replace my 250 gigabyte SSD with a 1 terabyte SSD. It's a Samsung EVO 980 Pro, which has PCIe 4.0 NVMe. And it says here that the speed is 7,000 megabyte. Well, it says up to 7,000 megabyte per second. So maybe it's not that fast in practice. So I'm gonna try this out, but so that's the main reason what I wanted to do with this upgrade. But now that I was opening up my box, I also thought, why not also put some more RAM into it. Right now it has 16 gigabytes of RAM. It has 2 RAM slots, and each RAM slot can maximum have 16 gigabyte. So if I switch out the 2 RAM slots that's in it, which has each 8 gigabyte, with 2 RAM slots that has each 16 gigabyte in it, then in total I'll get 32 gigabytes. So it will be double up of RAM. I'm not sure if I really need it, but I'll of course do some benchmarking afterwards to see if my gaming experience has improved. So these are the 2 things that I want to upgrade today. Thirdly, I've been also considering upgrading my graphics card, but I've not yet chosen a proper graphics card to upgrade to. Right now it has a GTX 1070. I'm looking into getting the RTX 3060, I think it is, which will increase the graphics processing quite a bit. But my issue right now is that I don't know if the power supply that this unit has, it has an external power supply. Maybe you can even see it if you zoom down here on this one. This is the power supply along with all the dust. Yes. and I'm not sure if this power supply can deliver all the power that the new graphics card demands. So right now I need to look more into that, to do some more research before I make that upgrade. So that's something I'm gonna leave out today, but potentially in the future I will do that. And so the big question is here, like, I've seen a video where a guy was upgrading his Trident 3, not the Arctic edition, but the Arctic edition is, when you look at it, it's about it's a white color, so, and it's about that it has some other hardware in it, some better specs, but the casing is the same. So the way you open this one should be the same. But I've been waiting until now with doing any kind of upgrade because I was like, oh, I don't want to open it because it's it seems like it's that you could potentially like that they've all the hardware in there have been put together in a way so it fits very nicely, and what might happen if you open it if it breaks or something like that. But I know, you know, all the reviews when I bought it said that you can upgrade it with your own components, so it should be possible both theoretically and in practice. I've seen it happen, so let's try to do this, see if it will work out for me also today. There's one issue with these RAM. I bought Crucial RAM, Crucial by Micron, and they are like the Trident. This one only accepts DDR4 2400 SODIMM RAM, so it's two of those. They're pretty small. They're compact. This is not. So this. I told that to one of my friends, and he said like, "Oh, that's not a fast speed that it has." So, but that's, you know, it's this is the max speed that the computer can accept. So it would be nicer to have something higher, potentially DDR5 also. But this is what it accepts, and I could only find this one, which is this Crucial one, which is, it says it's Mac compatible. So it's supposedly Mac RAM. I don't know what that means actually in practice, if it has any difference. The thing is, I've been trying to look it up before, because each one of these, they cost some money, and I don't want to unwrap it knowing that it's actually Mac compatible and cannot be used in a PC. So I did some research about it yesterday, and all of the sources that I found, they said that there's no difference. It should be compatible, and that potentially their argument for why this one is said that it's Mac compatible is only for marketing reasons. So hopefully that's true. If not, the computer won't boot up, and then I know that these RAM are in fact not compatible with my PC, and so in the beginning I will only open one of them. The other one I won't open in case I need to return it. So let's check that out. And of course also with the SSD, we don't know fully if it will work. Who knows if this computer will open after boot up after the upgrade, but we'll give it a try anyway. Do our best shot. So let's get to the upgrade. Let's continue on. And this is the Trident. Let's get all of these cables out, all of them. Let me turn that off. All right, here it is. All right. You can open something down here. It seems like you can open something here. And I know you can open up here also. But let's give it a try. Potentially I don't have the proper tools for this opening. You need a special kind of tool for this, but I'll just use this one and hope that it works. That's the first one. So this computer is almost 5 years old, and it is bound to have a lot of dust inside of it. So be prepared to do that. We will undust it before upgrading it. Like that. See the dust coming out. Almost 5 years of dust. Some screws here that we can unscrew. I think we will also try to open the other side here, up here, before doing that. Is this one gonna break? can remove these photos of myself. I'm not really that relevant right now. Didn't want to open there. I think he opened here. I'm pretty sure he did. So that's that video that I saw. It seems pretty tight actually. Okay, before continuing to open this one, I'm gonna remove screws in the back down here and see if there's another possible way of doing this. That's the wrong size. What about this one? That's better. One. Two. What does do? Okay. Seems like it didn't really do anything, but take the other one here. It doesn't fit, does it? No, it does. And the other one. So we might have to edit this one actually. In case we need to sit down and double check how you actually open this one. Ah, this one here. Void if tampered warranty. I think this is actually right what we're doing right now. Because the video I saw had this thing here, void if tampered, only on one of the screws, not on both. It had it here. So I think actually this is, we are at the right place. It is in this end. And it came off so easily. Let's use the proper tool again. Not too bad. Put it there. So, not this one. Yes. Ah, look at that. That was an accident. Complete accident, but a good one. Because I think it opened. Look at that. Here it is. The Trident 3 Arctic Edition. Alright. It's actually not that dusty. As I expected it would be a lot dusty. Of course you can see the dust here on the GPU. But on the motherboard and areas there's not a lot of dust. All things considered. Maybe it's something to do with the fan inside of it, which is on like it's here, you can see it, and the other one is here. Is there a small one on the other side potentially, or it's just, I just, no, there's no fan on the other side here. It's just an opening, I think, but that's wait and see, because we will look on that side, because that's where the SSD is. So I think it does a lot of good job with the silent cooling system that it has. It's really such a joy to have in your home, because it's very silent. Let's dust it off very quickly, and we'll go to the bathroom, the shower cabin actually, to dust it off. Let's go out here. And I have this one. I haven't used it in a long time, so I don't know if it'll work properly, but let's give it a try. Alright, it's almost dying. It doesn't have a lot of more air in it, this one. Yeah. It's also very old, this duster actually. But I think it did a nice job. It looks cleaner now. Less dust in it. Let's go back and try to do the swapping of RAM and SSD. See, I tried to open it in this end, and so this is where the power on button is. This is not where you open it. And a tip for anyone who is watching this and wants to do their own upgrade of their Arctic edition, of the Trident 3 Arctic edition, you don't open it in this end. And unfortunately now, what my issue, tiny small issue, right? I have two holes here where I tried to open it, two markings. Maybe I can do something to make it more even, look nicer, but at the end of the day, you can hardly see anything. You wouldn't notice it unless you knew something had happened there. So, and I tried opening it here, but that's also, here I tried opening it, and that's also very difficult to see, but still it scratches. It's there. You don't have to put it there if you see this video and learn from my lessons. So, what we can do already here is try to change the RAM. So let's do the unboxing. This is not only an upgrade, but it's also an unboxing of RAM. So let's do some unboxing. That's one RAM. No, we'll do one at a time, as I said. Let's do that. But we have to change both at the same time. In fact, before I touch any of the hardware, I want to make sure that I don't have any electricity in my body, and you can do that by touching like a water faucet, and then your charged electricity in your body will leave. I haven't done that yet, so I forgot to do that. I'm gonna go and do that. You can just stay and show the PC, and I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Let's try taking these two RAM out. Look at them. Hynix from Korea. Yeah, they look different, huh? Makes sense, huh? Each have 4, and this one has double up of these components here. What does it say? Well, I'm definitely not a RAM expert. It has even a QR code. That's nice. But I'm not a RAM expert. But let's try to switch it out with the new one. And crucial, does it fit? Hopefully it fits. Seems that it fits. Let's try to do that. And let's try to boot it up. Let's try to boot it up, see if the RAM is compatible or not. Put the old RAM here. The screws, they actually have to go up here to not be in the way. just put it here and then put the cables in. We need electricity, we need the screen. I think the rest is unnecessary. Oh, and why not also turn it around so that it fits. We'll need to put things, one here and one here. Alright, it has electricity, it's one. So right now with this one RAM block, it will perform the same as these two RAM blocks. This one has 16 gigabytes, this is two blocks of 8 gigabyte each. Let's try and see if it works. It boots, that's nice. Let's see if it also boots up on the screen. CPU or memory change, please enter setup to configure your system. To run setup, press F1 to run setup, press F2 to load default values and continue. Okay, default values, but what is setup? Okay, just continue directly. Which is strange because I didn't input anything and it didn't have a timer on it. It just went in. And Windows definitely look different now. This is not regular boot up of Windows, but it does boot, so that's a good sign. 1935. So let's see what the settings says. System. It says 16 gigabyte of RAM. So that's good. It works. We can put the other slot in and then it would presumably say 32 gigabytes of RAM. And perfect. So these Mac compatible RAM, zoom in on this, please. See that it says it's Mac compatible. Well, they're also PC compatible, it seems. Let's turn off the computer and put the other one, the other RAM slot in it. Let's wait until it's shut off completely. Shut off, take out these cables. And let's open the other one. Do the unboxing. Another unboxing. Yes. And put it in. It's in. 32 gigabytes of RAM. We're not going to test this now. We'll presume that it works and then go ahead with replacing the SSD. Actually, what is this? I think it has here. What's that? Hopefully. Okay. But the SSD should be on the other side of this. That's what it showed on the video that I saw. So let's go ahead and see how we can get to the other side. There's one screw here, there's one here, one here, and there's this here. Yeah. There's something that it seemed like that it would slide out from the video that I saw, but here. Well, this one and this one, I think those two should go out. Those two should go out. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one out. It's gonna be potentially. I won't try to assemble this PC again during this video because I could use the video to look at where the different screws went and stuff like that. I'm really bad at remembering things, so potentially that's one way of doing it, if I will be confused about it. There's 2 screws down here. So here something opens, here something opens. This is fixed to this. This is not fixed. Can you like slide this one? Well, you can definitely take it out somehow. Well, there's this one. Then you slide the items. Yes, we are ready to continue after having done some research on the great YouTube on how to continue our disassembly. What I learned was that this one screw here that I did not want to unscrew, that one definitely needs to be unscrewed. That was a good thing we checked out YouTube. Let's take that one out. Came out. I think this one goes into this pot here, and it's a bit different. So we also looked a bit about how to undo this part here. There seems to be something that we also need to work on here. One thing that I will try to do different than the video is that what he did is he also disassembled the fan. He took this part out, this big piece. I will try to avoid that because essentially it's not necessary. I don't want to change the thermal paste down there. I don't want to change the CPU today. So I would rather not undo anything about this part. However, it might be difficult for me to reach this screw down here, but I managed to do it, I think. So it'll come out. Yeah, it did come out. It's a bit difficult to get this one out if you don't want to take off the fan, which you want to avoid. But it's possible. Then there's also this one here. So also take this one out. My RAM is in the way now. By the way, maybe I should take out the RAM block just to be safe. Just to be safe. And let's actually put it somewhere safer. Let's put it there. Then there's still this aspect up here. I think these ones are holding it in place. There's a screw in here that we need to be able to reach, but we cannot reach it until we open this part here. They really haven't made it that upgradable, or that easily upgradable. Like this. I guess you can do it like this, right? On the other side. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that. Alright. So far so good. Does it have the same thing on the other side? I guess it does. But we can access this one now, and that's good. So let's get this one out. It's out. Whew, which screws fits which holes are? That's gonna be the next issue when we're gonna assemble this. This one is out. This computer again. This one is out. Awesome. That big down, that one screw down there, we got that one out, which is gonna hold it all in place. Now I actually think should be possible. But I want some more space, so I want to put I'm just gonna put this here. He said that you need to like use a bit of force, apply a bit of force. I'm not happy about that, but he said you needed to do that to make it slide out of place. Oh, that was not a lot of force you had to apply actually. So don't be too careful about that. It's not complicated. Let's take out this Bluetooth also before we continue. So now we will have access to the SSD, which is supposed to. I'm gonna sit down while looking at this. It's supposed to be careful with your feet. It's supposed to be on this side, and here it is. That's the SSD, and here is the HDD, the 1 terabyte, and the 250 gigabyte. This is the one we want to replace. This is where my operating system is. So when I boot this up, it won't have any operating system on it. I'll have to reinstall Windows. I did flash Windows onto this USB stick, so I'm ready to do my upgrade, to do my clean install of Windows on the new SSD, if it will be recognized by the hardware. So let's do the third unboxing today. Yes. It has something here. I'm just gonna use this one. That was not an elegant unboxing, but it's okay. It's okay. That was the least elegant unboxing ever seen. I'm sure it has been worse, but that was definitely not elegant. But now it's open. Let's take out the SSD. Here it is, the 980 Pro Samsung EVO. Yeah, and a lot of QR codes. That's so cool. Alright, does it seem like it will fit? It seems like it will fit. Let's get it out, this one. Alright, so now it's available. Let's open up for the old SSD. Make room for the new one. What you do is you unscrew here, so it becomes loose. The videos I've seen, you don't necessarily have to take it all the way out. Let's wait and see. Let's just take it all the way out. Then it pops out like that. That's pretty cool. Just like, why have your hard drives on this side? So much work just to access this little tiny module. Yeah, beautiful little module. 250 gigabytes of storage. This NVMe. So we'll replace that times 4 with a 1 terabyte. Hopefully it works. So much work to get access to this HDD slot. That's really not so much fun. So now it's in. It doesn't really feel like that. It clicks in place. It doesn't really click in place. Oh, okay. I just put it in a bit. Still doesn't feel like it properly clicks in any kind of place, but it feels like that it is in a... Oh, sorry about that. That it is in a kind of space now where it's supposed to be. Though without the clicking. Let's put this SSD in. Hopefully it works. That would be so nice. Don't have to go. Don't have to return anything. Let that work. Samsung, praise be upon you if you work. There's no reason to do any kind of assembly now. Just boot it up and see if it works. I will though put the other RAM block in it and see if the other RAM block is recognized. So we take this one and put it back in. put it back in right there. Boop! That clicks in place. The old SSD, I want to keep that for future. Didn't really do anything with the data on it. Didn't really take care of that, but I have my backup of data other places, so it's not an issue. Other than that one is not properly clean. Let's try to boot it up. All of these kind of things are in our way right now, so we need to make space for the boot up. Please let it work, please let it work. The HDMI, the electricity and the Bluetooth. Everything is, yeah, of course. It's bound to do that. Now that it's loose. So input this one, we need, okay, we'll just do that in the back, that's fine. So we can talk with it. And now we need the US, well, do we actually need, well, just in case we need to talk with anything. Which one is there? I think this is the one for the keyboard. Let's plug the keyboard in. I've been using my keyboard on Bluetooth, but if you boot up without booting into the operating system, then Bluetooth won't work. So we have to put it to cable and plug in the cable. Let's see if it works. This is here. Press that one, it turns on, that's great. Oh, assembling this. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, but at the very least I will never have, at the lifetime of this PC from now on, I will never have to open up the bag again to get access to the SSD, because 1 terabyte SSD will be enough. So last time I didn't do anything. I think it's just gonna load default values and continue after maybe 10 seconds or something like that. Something happened. Checking media presence. I could do the Windows install actually, but why is it checking media presence? What's that about? So it loads into BIOS. So one thing to test the system, that is to see if I can actually try to install Windows in it. Why not? Why not do that actually? Let's put in the stick here and see, and do a restart. Recognized Windows. Dansk, næste, installere, yeah, install. Okay, it's running some kind of installation of Windows right now. Let's see if it works. I accept it and say next. Upgrade instead of bevare filer. Only install Windows, there's nothing to keep because there's nothing on it. So here it says my data drive, that's the one I already have. So this is BIOS, partition 2, then there's none allocated on drive 1, which is 1 terabyte, which is my SSD. So should I do a format? Why I formatted before, but why not? Yeah, I can't even format it. Yeah, so in this, so just say next. Install Windows on this space on this hard drive, which is 1 terabyte, which it doesn't literally say that it's my Samsung, but this is my partition on drive 0. There's a BIOS, and then there's drive 0 partition 1, which is my data. I know I have the second hard drive, which I've named data, which is the HDD. So that's the one, and I know that it has this amount of available space. So it's kind of a bit annoying. You can't get proper information that this one is the Samsung. It's called Samsung, but it is. So let's just say next. And now it's installing Windows. That's gonna be a while. So the question is what to do now, actually. I think I should also assemble the computer. I think I should do that before the end of this video, just to see that it's possible to put it together again, even though it took some time to open it. I have to say, like, this experience, having done this, MSI, they didn't make it easy on you to do the upgrade. Like, it is possible, it's definitely possible, especially if you have YouTube where you can look on what other people have done, see their instruction videos. It's possible to do this upgrade. But, like, if you look at it from the user experience point of view, I would definitely say that it should have been easier to do this. At least to get access to that back area in some way, or not potentially simply do not have your hard drives there. Maybe there's a security reason why you have that metal layer in between. Maybe that makes sense, but it should still be easier to gain access to that back area. So now it is Windows is at 30%. It's actually doing going pretty fast. Didn't expect that. I think we should just keep rolling. It's already 1/3 of the installation is done, so let's keep rolling. What else to say about this MSI Trident 3 Arctic Edition? I already mentioned it, and you can hear it right now. It's super silent. It makes hardly any noise when it's not being used, or it's only doing like ordinary things, opening up Word, Excel, browsing and stuff like that. It doesn't make any kind of noise. When you do gaming, it does do a tiny bit of noise, but you hardly notice it because you're completely focused on the gaming. So that's one of the really cool aspects of this computer. Another aspect is that it's so compact. It has a very sleek design, and it comes with this stand here. This stand with some dust on it. It didn't come with dust on it, but over time it got some dust. Fair enough. So what it does, basically, people know that when you have your gaming console, it will make it possible for you to have your PC standing upright, and that makes it also look so slim, slender. It gives it such a nice profile. So definitely, that's one of the nice aspects also of having such a tiny aspect, but it's really nice to have a PC that makes all the difference between having it upright like that or lying flat down like that horizontally. Now it's at 75% actually, so 1/4 needs to be done. So that's the design, and the silent running of it is really nice. And then when I bought it, it was so fast. It had so good specs in it, really good. That's 5 years. That's almost 5 years ago. So of course it won't be performing as good as today. But the thing is, most games that I play today, I can even play on high settings. I can't. A lot of them also. Actually, most of them I can also play on max settings. But if you take the best, most high, for instance, Cyberpunk, I played that one on it, and I could almost max it out actually on this system here. But I had to use a screen. You can show which screen I played it on. I played it on that screen over there. It's a small screen, a small resolution comparatively. I also tried playing Cyberpunk with this computer on a much larger screen, which was 37-inch, versus this one, which is 23-inch. The one that was on 37-inch monitor, I could not at all play the game with an acceptable. I had like 10 FPS or something like that if I played on max settings. So I had to go down to, I think I only went down to high settings actually. So that's also pretty good. So all in all, even today, it performs really well with a lot of modern games that comes out. Also because like modern games today don't have to be so demanding on the graphics, because you play indie games, you play like games that has something innovative gameplay, and that innovative gameplay doesn't necessarily entail that you have the most high-end graphics. And now it's at 98%. Almost done with the first part of the installation. I'm sure there's going to be more to it than that. It says it's done and you need to restart. Restart now, why not? It's booting up. That's great. Great, great, great. Let's see what happens if it has Windows in it. In the meantime, you can look at my Junkers model plane that I bought at Miniature Wonderland in Hamburg. Such a nice little model. Models are really great to have, especially Second World War stuff. This is a German plane, but that's part of history too. So I like having that model. Let's see, it takes some time now, it's restarting. Yes, that's all right. And it's opening again. Let's see, 1 minute. It says 1 minute. In Danish, lige et øjeblik, that means 1 minute. And it opens up Windows. Denmark, yes, that's basically now. Well, let's go in. We want to see the specs inside of it. We want to know, we want to see if it recognizes Fred. Yeah, that's my. Alright, so it wants to look for updates now, which is kind of annoying that it's doing that now. And I cannot skip the update. It says this cannot be got, which means it's gonna be great, don't worry. Which is like, yeah, but I still didn't ask for any updates right now. We want to see if the SSD is properly recognized by Windows, and we want to see if the RAM is properly recognized by Windows. That's why we're going to go through all of this. Let's see if it opens up. Alright. And another reboot. Another reboot. What else? I don't think... So I already mentioned that I want to replace the graphics card. I need to research that a bit more. The last item that you then can upgrade is the CPU. It has an Intel Core i7, but the research that I've found so far says that this motherboard that it has only supports up until Intel i7. So so it actually has like the best possible. Do I have to do that now? I guess I have to. Can you look? Thank you so much. So it actually has the best possible CPU in it that is available for it. So it cannot be upgraded. But to me it's not a huge issue, because these days graphics processing and RAM is a lot more important than the CPU. It wants to get so much information from me in this installation. It's alright, I guess. It would be nice just to be able to get inside of the software and then configure it later. This is a new one, new unit. It's okay if you show it now. No, and all these things Microsoft wants to collect all your information. If they want to know my location, I'm gonna say no to that, Microsoft. You're not gonna get find my unit. I don't need to find this unit. It's not a mobile unit. It's a desktop. So if it's lost, it's stolen, and that's okay. Like, it's not gonna happen. What is this diagnostical? They want diagnostical data. I do not care about Microsoft at all. They have one who is voluntary, and they have one who is. Oh, what happened now? Oh, that was just a screen issue. And again, what's that about? Something is happening in the background. Maybe it's updating drivers in the background for the graphics. Who knows? There's one who's voluntary. This one is voluntary. This one is demanded, meaning that there is some information that I simply have to send to Microsoft about how my system is running. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. No. So one of these days I'm gonna transfer to Linux. Oh, this is about commercials. They want to follow me with an ID so they can send me tailored commercials. No, Microsoft. And then they want to make it adaptable, suited to my experience. I don't even know. I need to inform them the ways I want to use Windows. I want to use it for gaming, for entertainment. Why? Like, why? I can say, however, like, just don't like jump over. Do not do it. OneDrive, I do not OneDrive, but I can only say next. I cannot say jump over. But I can say reject now, which is Microsoft 365. Oh, I want to go back. Oh, shut up. So I can reject Microsoft 365. Go back one more, please. I can't go back one more for some reason. It just stays here now, even though it has a pointer that says that you can go back. Because I wanted to go back to the previous screen, which was about the OneDrive, and you didn't have the reject button there. I just wanted to confirm that you couldn't reject OneDrive, which is crazy also. But I can't even go back to the screen now. I can reject Office, that's great. Microsoft Game Pass, I can jump over for now, literally. Yeah, of course, I don't want anything to do with you. And now it wants to update. Alright, so now we're waiting for the update to happen. It's going pretty fast now. Oh, now it's done. It's saying hi, we are making the things ready for you. So it's almost there. Almost, let's see if we succeeded. Now it says this can take a couple of minutes, don't turn off the PC. Yeah, that's alright, that's alright. We won't do that, we won't do that. This is Windows when it's booted up the first time, Windows 11 when it's booted up the first time. Looks like that. Comes with Edge right in your face. You don't want it, but you use Microsoft Edge to go to Chrome website to download Chrome. That's what you use it for. And let's go and see the specs. This part I can ignore it for now. Let's go and see the specs in the system. It says 32 gigabyte of RAM, so great. And then we will open up the, well, that's right here. Let's just do that. Let's open up. Oh, it has a crazy name though, huh? No, that's my USB that I installed Windows from. So if we go to Dinner PC, then we have my C drive where Windows is 930 gigabyte. I have the D drive, which was my backup HDD, the bootable USB with Windows. This thing is new here. Actually, I'm gonna pull out the bootable one. I don't need it anymore. I'm gonna pull out, see what happens. Yeah, both disappeared. That's what I had hoped. So both are gone now. So let's see. Of course, this is Samsung and it's working, but we want to see it inform us about that is Samsung SSD 980 Pro. So that's great, 1 terabyte. So it doesn't show us that it's 1 terabyte. That's because there's always some kind of gigabytes that are used by system functions. So you will never be able to access 1 terabyte fully when you install 1 terabyte. It will always be a bit lower. That's how it is. So all in all, upgrade was successful. I was actually in doubt whether this would work or not. I didn't know if the hardware I bought was compatible, especially the Mac RAM turned out to be compatible. So that's really awesome. Now the last thing is to assemble this again. Cables, take out the Bluetooth. And really easy actually. That's pretty nice that it slides in so easy. But it was tough to get this one out, so I could slide it out. This one was tough to get out. It would be nice if you could only remove those two parts. Didn't have to work with this one. Didn't matter. But I have to get this one off because there's a certain screw here that I need to get access to. So it would be nice if it was just these two and this one, and then you could just slide. Or even better, like if you could slide it down there somehow. Just put in some screws. There was these two screws, the first screws that I did. That's possible. That we can definitely put those in. We can also take the big one down here. But which one was which one? That's the big issue. That's the big issue here. I can also, I should put this one in now first. Actually, is it here? I think I should put this one in first. And then there's that screw there. That screw. Which one? Then I can just take some and put them in. If they fit, I'm gonna run with it. If they don't, I'm gonna try a new one. It fits. I'm gonna go with that one. Then there's these. Yeah, so this one was tricky. You have to open it in these 4 holes here. And then down here you could just like kind of get it out pretty easily. So remember those 4 up there, they need to like be taken out. And then you put this one in. Let's do this properly. So make sure. Did they go in that easily? That was very easy. They went in. What about this in the bottom? I don't think that's properly in the bottom. I will also, before I move on, I'll put these 2 ones in. That's the first 2 I took out. I think it was this, because they can definitely. I didn't actually need to take them out. These 2, that was not necessary. That was not necessary, but that's okay. At least I went with my hunch that I didn't need to take out anything with the fan, with this area, or the graphics, which would have complicated things a lot more. At the very least, you do not need to take these two out when you want to replace things, unless you replace them, of course. So that's really good. And like on this board here, that was necessary to take out, and that was the big one here. The big one right there is the only one that is necessary to take out. These ones are not necessary. Save yourself the effort. Spend your time doing something else. Alright. I think then there was these two. Also took these two out. These two were necessary to get out. These two. And there was an issue here because it's difficult to get access to this one because of the fan here, and this one because of the RAM. I'm gonna try to do it anyway. The good thing about it is you don't have to screw like that many times, and then it's like in place. I never have to open up this again. To change the SSD, 1 terabyte is enough for the lifetime of this unit. I need to change an entirely different computer to get a new motherboard and stuff, so I can get a new CPU and stuff like that. But this upgrade will make it live a couple of more years, which is pretty nice. But I do have to take care of the graphics card at some point. I'm not doing it right now, but I do have to do it. I think this one is going to be tricky, but somehow I just have to try it. Somehow. I'm sure you can get like a special tool that can bend in a certain way, so this will go in. Oh, it did go in actually. I think it did go in. But this is not, it's also like this kind of destroying the head of the screw. Working it like this, it will make it more complicated to open it in later on. But it seems like it wasn't that much damage that I gave it. We need the big one here, the one that was so important, which we couldn't figure out was the only important one. Then, well, the two screws here in the beginning I took out. I'm actually not 100% sure that was necessary. Not 100% sure this was necessary. It's not attached. It's not attached to the plastic, so I'm not sure. Which one? I think it's the big ones and not the small ones. Yeah, these are the warranty ones, so it was these big ones. Let's just put them in. I'm gonna turn this around. Put them in. Everything is back in order. Like as I said, I'm not sure. I need to take these out. What's wrong here? They're a bit difficult to get in. They're also with an angle now. Something is not ideal right now. I have to sit down actually. Oh, and there's this one at the end also. This one here. I should do that one. I'm gonna take this one. I'm like choosing different screws right now just to get some screws in, but that's okay. Now that I'm here at this angle, I can also take those two screws, which were these small ones. I have the one that has this warranty on it. That was the warranty screw, which was going into this one, which is going on the top here. So those two down there. Yeah, so those two screws down there, I'm not 100% sure they were necessary. I'm definitely not sure they were necessary. but I can't say for sure if they were or not actually. So let's see what we have left. We have 3 of these type, 1 of this type. This goes in that one, I know that. This is the warranty in the top, so it's gonna be these 2 I'm gonna put in. Let's get it in. It's going in. This is a really nice little screw. I can mention that because it has this thing here. It's really nice because like when you keep that tight against your fist here, then you can just screw it around. Then this one will screw, but you don't have to move your hand around because this one moves. It's really a great item to work with it like that. I think this one, the big one, it goes down here. This was the one screw we had to unscrew to get access to getting the big case out, and not all these small ones. They were completely unnecessary to remove. So let's put this one in place. Alright. So this part, it actually looks like it's in place as it should be, and it's going in here as it should. This, and then we got that in. They're both in place now, and now they're straight in. That's what we want. Now we want this part to get on. This one, it's slided, as you remember from the beginning of this video. This one, it's slid off, it slid off, or it slid in. So if we put it down here, then we just slide it, hopefully, yeah. So let's look at it. This one is a bit as though I forgot I have these 2 left. I have 2 screws left, and I know they go here and here. So why this one is, it didn't used to be, it used to be like that. It didn't used to be this shaky. It's not a big issue as such, it's not a huge issue. Yeah. I'm not gonna, I can of course take this one off, see if there's anything I can see. But to be honest, I don't think that there is anything to do. Oh, this one does it go in here? No, it does not go in there. I don't think there was anything here. That one, yeah, that one goes inside down there, which is supposed to do. I actually think it's because it's been opened. I think that's my theory. It's because it's been opened, because there's nowhere that will make it be more straight or make it fit better. So I'm gonna accept that was a casualty of this upgrade. And I'll close the lid, slide it in place, put these screws in, the 2 last screws, and put it back in the stand. This was the warranty one. You can see that it had all the scrapings, and it will go back in the warranty one. So at least there's 1 screw. Of all these screws, there's at least 1 screw that came back to where it was originally. So we're gonna put that in. Put that in. Put that in. Yes, it's in. Let's put it back in its cradle. Oh, yeah, you're right. Thank you so much, camera woman. I'm very happy that you helped me. Don't forget this item. So that's so nice. It has so much dust in it. Let's dust it off. You can stay here and I'll come back when I've dusted it off. I'm back. Let's put this one in place. It was kind of easy to get out. So these three goes in these three up this. Yeah, I would say, and those, yeah. Go down here. I think this one will just click in quite easily. Or what? Yeah, that clicked very easy. So, guys and girls, before I continue, the mistakes that you do not want to do, that I experienced, that you need to avoid in the future. So where do you open this one? Where do you begin? It's down here. It's this part. Up here where you turn it on. You also need to get it off, but you need to get it off much later. So this is where you begin. You open down there. Don't try to force it in any other way. The other aspect is you can slide it very easily. Some parts you can slide very easily. Other parts you have to screw. You need to unscrew them. And yeah, that's a good thing to remember. I think let's keep it at that. And let's put it back in this cradle where it belongs. Let's give it the cables that it needs, that it cannot live without. One USB goes up here. One sound goes in here. One USB goes in here. I actually think, not that it really matters that much, that's just a cable management issue. But one of them is not as long as the other one, and I need the length. So if you just take it down a bit, it'll work alright, it'll work better. In with the display and with the electricity. You need the electricity for this power hungry computer. And turn it on. And it works. I was a bit worried there. So this is what we are left with. 250 gigabyte of SSD, 8 gigabyte of RAM, 8 gigabyte of RAM. Old stuff, the RAM, I will never use it. I don't know if that's actually 8 gigabyte, 16 gigabyte of RAM. If that's even resellable, I don't know. But I can't use this part. I think I'll keep it just in case. Because I have a Windows installation on it that works, and I have, I can always replace it in case I need it. So I think I'll keep that one, wrap it in this one, and keep it. So, it works. I think that was the upgrade. So, come and take a look. Please come over here and take a look at how it looks now. It's back in its place, where it's supposed to be. This is the MSI Trident 3 Arctic edition, and I'm very happy to keep using it. So I need to say thank you so much to my camera woman tonight, and here she is. Say hi.
Hi everyone.
Hello. Thank you so much for helping me out doing the camera, and thank you for watching this video, and maybe see you another time. Who knows? Bye.